Back in the laser, heading down to the storage yard. I'm just almost here actually, with a laundry list of things to do on the Atlantean. It's Good Friday, so it's a nice long break. I've got to work a half day tomorrow and then I've got the rest of the time off. So I've really got a good chance to get stuck in and get a good chunk of work done. First of all, I have to get, there's some sign writing on the rear boot, and I don't have a photograph of the rear of one of these buses in service at Eggins's to get a good photo or a good idea of what was there, but it's nearly worn off. I've got to try and either clean it off and clean it up so I can get a trace on it, or run a texter, a black marker around what's there, then get a trace of it and then hit it with the pressure washer. I don't want to wash what's there off, you know what I mean? It's important to me that I get it right. So we're here. I'll just park the laser up and get the ladder out, the pressure washer out, and start to make a mess. So that's what's about to happen on this episode of Steve Stuff. All right, here now, and got my ladder ready, as you can see there. It's a nice big one, which I'm going to need when I do this wash. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. I've got to do this job first before I do anything else. So the sign writing along the side of this bus, I've got traces of that because I traced it to use on the Merlin, as you can see there. All right, but I don't have anything of the rear of this except what's on there, and there you can see it. So there's faintly something there. I've just run a bit of texture around one or two of the letters. Phone number, that's easy. I don't actually use their phone number, but there is Eggins Comfort Coaches written there, and I think phone Taree either side of the phone number. I've got to get in there and make that clear, clean it up, and then get it onto some trace paper so that I can replicate it after the bus is painted. So first of all, I'm going to use some wipes and just see what that does, if that's taking any of the paint off. I'll do it on the phone number because I don't really need the phone number. It's kind of working. A little bit more aggressive. Yeah, so that's giving me a good look at the 5 itself, and then there's a shadow in a lighter. Well, it's the trim green. That's the same, like on the wheels and stuff. So that's just using my old favourite, the trusty dusty sugar wipes. Yeah, so that, now here, there's a word there. I think that's Taree, which is similar to what I had on the back of the Merlin, which was similar to what they had on the UK Atlanteans, which is what these ones replaced. So I think they probably stayed with the same font. It's just up here. Okay, get in there without losing anything, and that is actually working. Yeah, a little bit of red. See, you can see that the T would have been red. It's probably you can't see, but T would have been red, and then there's the green shadow around it. A little bit of red there too. So I think I might just go and get another packet of these sugar wipes and get stuck into this. Oh, there was something else written here. I'm not sure what that would be. Possibly just the seating or an accreditation, you know, license to seat. How many? I don't think I'm going to end up with anything to play with here. I might just leave that blank, or I might just make something up as to what I think it would say. Probably a license to carry, you know, 61 seated and 15 standing. Okay, so clearly now I've got something to work with, and what I'll do, I don't think there's enough, I won't be able to see through the tracing paper well enough to trace that, but what I'll do is I'll go around what I have with the black marker, and then I'll trace it, then I've got that saved, and then I'll hit it with the pressure washer, and hopefully get the rest of the bus clean today. Let's get stuck in. Oh look, some other mob have turned up to do some work on some ugly modern thing. I mean, who likes these ugly modern buses anyway, honestly? So that's just taken about an hour to get done, but this is what I've come up with. We have Egan's Comfort coaches. Sun's starting to get high behind me too, which isn't helping. And then either side of the phone number, phone 521348, Taree. And then up here, there's a little bit of a seating accreditation, lice to seat 66 pass, stands 27, Egan's Comfort coaches. So now, that just took me an hour to do all that. Now I've got to do it all again and run the tracing paper over it so that I've got it saved for when I want to redo it and repaint it. Okay, so that's now saved, and I'll have that for when I want to paint. Unfortunately, I'm annoyed at myself. I've run out of baking paper. I thought I had 2 rolls, but one of the boxes was empty, and there's only a tiny little bit in that one. So I've got to try and work out a way that I can get the last of these phone Taree and the phone number. I'll do that now, and then I can get out and give it a wash. Righto, I'll call that a job done. So we've got the whole rear, we even found the standee information there. License to seat 66 pass, stand 27, Egan's Comfort coaches. So got all that for posterity and to put on there later on when I paint. Hat's come out because the sun's come out. I got a little thing, I had a biopsy done on my face the other day, and it's a cancer. It's got to be cut out. So I know the horse is bolted, but I don't want to get any more damage. About to go out and climb up a ladder and give this a wash. So let's get cleaning. Righto, I've done around the driver's side, the roof down to the rain gutter, and now I'm going to do the back. I thought I'd show you a little bit of it. Righto, I've done the roof, and this has taken ages. It's longer than I thought. I've done the roof down to the window line around the whole bus, And now I'm just going to show you a little bit of the front. I can't show you the whole lot because anyone that's done this, made these videos will know I'm starting to run out of phone battery. So I'll shoot the front clean and then see how I'm going for battery, and then I might give you a little bit of the sides. So satisfying, and don't you love how the Eggins logo is starting to appear underneath the very top window? I've just kicked her in the guts, Barry, because I've got to move it. There's a couple of coach operators that work out of this area here, and they'll start to come back in shortly and want me to get out of the way, and this thing takes 10 minutes to build air up. So that's where we're at so far. I haven't done that side yet because I'm running out of phone battery, so I just wanted to show you what we look like so far. A lot of the cream paint's come off. You can see the mandarin blue underneath. So we're back to bare metal in some areas as well. The logos look great. It's a shame we've got to repaint them actually, but we do. But she's the cleanest she's been, I think, since we left, or maybe since before we left Lightning Ridge 3 years ago. So there we go. Looking better. I've taken the headlight rings off, by the way, if you're wondering. So there she is. Looking a heck of a lot better. And I can't believe that's taken me pretty much all day. I thought I was going to get that done and then start on another job. It looks like that other job is going to be tomorrow. It's the next day. My phone completely died last night. I couldn't get a single thing more on it. It's Easter Saturday afternoon. I've worked this morning and now I have the rest of the Easter break off, so I'm hoping to get a fair bit done if I can. After that pressure wash yesterday took me 5 hours. I was stupid, thought it wouldn't take half that. Anyway, so I managed to get the bus clean. There she is. As clean as I could get it, anyway, considering It hasn't been washed probably since it was retired from Eggins and ended up at Lightning Ridge in about 1994. So as I was leaving and packing up last night, I went to close these doors here and I picked up the front one there and it fell off in my hand. The rivets had completely failed. I went to close it, so I've grabbed it to pull this closed, and this whole leaf came off in my hand, and I'll show you why. These rivets here on this hinge, they all just seem to fail at the same time. So I took them out, cleaned them all up, got a handful in there just so I could close the door last night, and that's the job I'm going to tackle today. Lucky it happened in my hand when I was holding it and not on the freeway last weekend. While I'm working on the doors, you can see here all the rubber's perished on this side and on the back here. Now, I've got some rubber to do that. There's a bit of work to do on that door, and also this one is all gone down there. So I'll have a go at that today. You can see she's all done. That's a safety mechanism there inside the rubber, I think, and don't quote me, but I think it's so if the door closes and there's an obstruction, it opens it again. So doors today. Let's hope we've got enough time, and while I've got those trims off, it might be a good idea to just give the outside of the doors a fresh coat of paint while it's clean, and while this trim, there's some there I've already started to take off while the trim's off. So a fair bit to do. Let's get stuck in. Not very riveting viewing, I know, but you're still watching. And that didn't last long. I've just snapped the first of probably many drill bits doing this job. And I've also had a thought. While those strips there, if you can see that there, that strip that's holding the rubber on, while I've got the rivets out, I might give them all a bit of a go with the wire wheel and get them polished up and nice and shiny, so when they go back on, they'll look, you know, a little bit better. So, new drill bit. I'll probably be up to the shop to buy more of these shortly. As usual, nothing's easy, and this rubber has got some sort of cloth back on it and a ton of glue, so it's all just going to have to be slowly kind of torn up, and then I'll have to clean up the glue before I can do anything else. Old buses, huh? Of course I was doing it the hard way. This is the easy way. That's all ready to go. I'm going to hit that now with a bit of light sandpaper and some sugar soap wipes. Tape off that rubber and just get a little bit of paint on that door before I put the strips back on. This side, the rubber's okay. I mean, it's probably worthwhile me doing this one as well, but for now, I'm not, because the rear door needs attention. All of the rubbers pretty much on the rear are gone, so I'll get some paint on the front one and then get started on this. Not the most glamorous job, quite tedious as well, but done, ready for paint. So that door has got some paint on it, and I just tidied up the side there as well. It just makes it easy for when I do come to paint the bus. While I had a wet brush, I just did that ring on the wheel, make it pop. So now onto this door, and it's both the interior strips, these ones here. Sorry about my manky hand. Anytime I touch anything, I rip skin off. A little bit of limited space here because there's a van parked next to me, but I could move the bus, but I can't be bothered, so it is what it is. Using your gut for a bit of extra pressure. Get in there. Oh. Sorry about the back of my head. Every time I look at these videos when I'm editing it, I'm thinking I'm growing a bald spot that could compete for Australia. I really hate rivets. Got to keep doing this. The heads get stuck on the drill bit. But more than rivets, I hate rusty screws, and someone's put a couple of rusty screws right in up the top there, so I'll get those last couple of rivets, then I might wet my whistle and attack those rusty screws. Alright. One down. What blows me away is these are probably factory rivets put in 1971 when the bus was built. Oh. Don't tell me my battery's flat. And where's the charger? It's in the back of the Ranger. Plan Bravo, second drill. Not as much oomph, but should still do the job. So where was I? Oh yeah, blah blah, 1971 when the bus was built. And there we go. Oh, the screws there too. Maybe that's I don't know. This wheel's only got one speed, and that speed is slow. Alright, I can't get that one off. It's got two screws up there, same as the other side for some reason. So this seems to be coming off right. It's really old and disgusting, this rubber. It's just, I mean, look at my hands. You've really got to be careful what you touch because it just gets everywhere. That's that out. I'm going to quickly kind of clean these up, or not these, but these up. And it's 4:30. I want to try and get a coat of paint on the outside of these doors, both sides, so it'll dry overnight. Yes, I know I'm rolling, but I'm not allowed to spray paint in this yard, so I've got a system where I put a really good clear over the top, and it comes out looking really good. I'm assured it's the same colour. It's just gone very chalky over time. This bus would have been painted in about 1979 in the cream. It's been sitting out in the lightning grid sun ever since, well, since the 90s when it was taken off out of traffic at Egan's, but yeah, so that's how long ago it was painted. But it is the same colour formula. Called Rhodesian cream. Ah, you bastards. I think these rollers are good, but they start to lose their, I don't know, fluff fibres. Another one. One last little job before I go. Once again, time's gotten away on me. I've done everything I can today, waiting on paint to dry. And tomorrow I'll come back and once I polish these trims up, I'll head home. Come back tomorrow and put the rubbers on that I'm replacing on both the doors. And that will help with wind noise and rain and critters getting in. Tomorrow a job I want to try and tackle is get up into the top deck, get into the desto box and get the rolls out. They're pretty rubbish. If I try and roll them, they're going to tear. You can only get in through the top, so I want to try that tomorrow. I might even start taking seats out. All the seat backs need to be painted properly, so that's a job I can start tomorrow as well. I've got a full day off tomorrow, so I'll be down here bright and early, and I'll see you then. Next day, and I've had to think about it, and I'm actually going to do this door as well. I thought about it last night. Do it once, do it properly. So this rubber does not need replacing. I'm going to take it off anyway so I can paint it. This one also is in pretty good condition, but I'm going to do it a new piece to match that other piece, and then I can polish this strip as well. I don't, however, have enough rubber. And it's Easter Sunday. The place I need to go is not open today, so I'll get that tomorrow. So I'll do what I want to do here, get a coat of paint on that, and then I've got a couple of other things I can do today. I want to get up into the destination box. I've got to go in through the top deck. I'll have I'm going to say root around. I'll have a scrounge around in there and try and lube everything up and get it all working properly. And then I can use the rest of the day taking seats out. The seat backs have to be painted. A lot of the seats have to be cleaned up. And while they're out, I can get to the floors and walls and give them a tidy up. So big day ahead. Happy Easter. Let's get stuck in. They're annoying little buggers in behind the bloody mirror. Such a pain. I'll never see another rivet, it'll be too soon. Got to be careful of this shirt, the wind likes to blow it up and then you cop a nice butchers at my ab and YouTube will give me an R rating. I've had a thought and I'm going to continue the family tradition of being a tight ass, but I don't need to replace this rubber. It may look a little odd with new rubber up against it, but there is nothing wrong with that. So what I'll do is I'll give it a good drink with some rubber conditioner and save myself 30 bucks there. So I'll just flip it out of the way and then I'll start to mask up the door and give it a paint so it can dry. It's a nice warm day and I've got a lot to do. Please let that be the last time I ever have to mask up a bus door. Those curves, awful. Right, so I'm going to get some paint on this. And then I'm going to go to the rear door that I painted yesterday and is dry and start putting on the new rubber. Using a piece of the good rubber that was left when I peeled the doors off, or the old rubber off yesterday, that gave me a guide for the size. I've just marked out this piece of new rubber. Now I'm just going to cut it so I can put it in. Pretty warm. Love the smell of burning rubber in the morning. Right, so that should be good enough to go on. Let's have a look. Righto, first of all, to make sure I've got the right strip, because there's like 4 of these for each door, so make sure all the holes line up. This one's an easy one because it's got those 4 extra holes there for where they've put a bracket on so they could lock the door with a padlock. Oh look, there you are. So this is the right strip. I've just noticed a couple of rivets that aren't quite drilled out yet, so I'll do that and then try and get some rubber on. I've just got the first one in there, just with the rivet sitting there. And I'm going to run slowly down one by one and just pop a hole in the rubber so that I can get my rivet in. Just got to be careful that I keep it all lined up. Otherwise, possibly, it could look crooked. Where did I put the rivets? Where? There they are. Bloody hell. Right. Number 2. Number 3. Why aren't you lining up number 3? Right. And yes, this is the 3rd bus I've restored, and after a while you become used to working in confined spaces. It's not easy. Don't you love my workshop? Milk crate and a concrete slab. But we work with what we have. I'm having to get all creative with the tripod and everything because there's bars and things that are getting in the way that when I try and do something, I want you to be able to see it. So I've got this side kind of tacked in. There's a few rivets all the way down, nice and straight. I've got the top one around here just in, and now I'm going to try and line everything up so that it seems to fit nicely actually. Bring you around there. It's good rubber this. It's thinner than the original, but it's easy to work with. So I'll just pop a hole in you and one in you, and then get a rivet. Try and do everything one-handed. Pop a rivet in there. Pop a rivet in there. Maybe that's what they got their name from, because you pop them in. No, don't think so. Right. Okay, that's that. That's that. Right. So I'll just keep going down. Those rivets need to be finished, but you can see she's all the way up. She's come all the way around and fits perfectly. And that's stripped. I'm glad I polished those strips up as well. So I'm calling that a job done and really happy with that. Do the other side. Just doing some riveting. I honestly don't know what I hate most, drilling them out or putting them in. Right, doesn't that look pretty though? Can you see that? That just looks fantastic with the polished strip and all the brand new rubber. It's well worth it. Well worth it. Anyway, now I've got about 300 more rivets I've got to go and put in. But I promised myself when I got to the bottom of that, I was going to stop for a coffee and an egg, because it's Easter Sunday. Well, anyone who knows me knows I don't eat sugar. So when I just said I'm going to have a coffee and an egg because it's Easter, they probably went, "Ha, you big fat liar." Well, no. I bought a boiled egg for Smoko. Oh, Jesus. Literally. I've spared you the pain of watching me rivet 7,000 rivets in. You can thank me later, but I have finally finished the back door. And there she is, new rubbers, new rivets, new paint, looking like a bought one. Really happy with that. There's an odd fitting down here. It's just where the cable, it's sitting out prouder than it should be. And I don't know, looks funny, but it works. And let's go inside, around the other way, pull it shut, and And there it is, all done, all pretty. I've still got more rivets to do, but there you go. Well, just when you think you finished a job, you realise you haven't, because now with all this fancy flash new rubber, what was on the bottom of the doors here, which I call the sweepers, because in some buses they've got a brush and they kind of sweep the floor as they open and close. These ones are just rubber, and they were looking shit house with the brand new rubber, so I'm installing new ones of these. Luckily I've got plenty of this. It's insertion rubber from the hardware store. I've got plenty of it left, so she's just a matter of cutting to size and then getting the drill holes in the right spot. So, I won't bore you with the job. I'll come back and show you when I'm done. And job finished. Got to do a bit of sweeping there. There you go. So they're just, yeah, I guess they're just a little bit to keep more wind out, maybe. See how that sits funny? Anyway, here we are, look at that. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Right, onto the front door. I've been looking for that broom everywhere. This door is dry. That's what I painted this morning. So I'll rip all that masking tape off. I'm going to go and force a mouthful of beer down the back of my throat and then come back and do this door. So I can put this on, put this back on. This is the piece here, like the two I just did on the back door. I don't have a roll of rubber for that, and the place I get it from is closed because it's Easter Sunday. That'll have to be a job for tomorrow, but these two side ones I can do now. I've got the rubbers for those. I've got the trim. It's all been sanded back and shined up. Looks good, and my love affair with rivets continues after that mouthful of beer. Top rivets in. I'll just slowly work my way down now. This is a much easier job than the one I did on the rear doors. I'll just get the high-tech ladder here. Drill, what else do I need? Rivet gun. Got my Harry Butlers on today and they keep falling down. I know it doesn't look like it, but maybe I've lost some weight. I need one of those tool belt things to put screws and rivets and whatnot in. I actually have got one, but every time I put it on, I feel like I should break into "You Can't Stop the Music." So, it's not going to happen. Running low on rivets. Luckily we're nearly there, because I ain't going to buy any more today. Nothing's open. You don't need to stay here for this. It's all very boring, not riveting. So I'll just come back and show you what it looks like when I finish the job. Empty rivet packets and dead rivets. Probably take that, and that's just from one side of this door. Probably take that all to the scrap metal mob and get 50 bucks. Right, I'm just about to finish this door, and I remembered the two sweepy things that go along the bottom. These things. There's two of them missing, so I'm just going to make up something similar with what I have lying around and then mount them on the bottom of the doors. These doors open inwards, so these trims or these sweepers with the rubber go on the inside. And then this door, well, apart from the bit here that I haven't got the rubber for, it's finished. It's nearly taken me all day again. I so seriously underestimate the time it's going to take me to do stuff. But anyway, thank God it's Easter, again, literally, and I've got the time off to get this stuff done. So let's get stuck into it. There we have external door rubber. There we have the inside door rubber and external door rubber there. So obviously this side, oh, I've cut myself again. Obviously this side, I have to wait till tomorrow. Let's have a look. This side here, and there we go. I can't do the bottom sweep things because the rivets I have left, I've raided my entire stash of rivets And I've used every single 4mm rivet up that I've got, except that packet there, and they are too short. So tomorrow I'll get new rivets along with the rubber I need to finish that job. And that's going to do it for today. I'm just going to fluff around and maybe dig around inside that desto now and have 10 million beers. Well, it's Easter Monday, April Fool's Day, so keep your wits about you for the rest of the morning. That reminds me, I've got an OnlyFans account now for stuff I do on the buses after dark. It's called Saucy Steve Stuff. Anyway, I've just got to the place where I need to buy the rubber for the door and they don't have any. So I can't finish that door job. I'll have to go to a different one of these stores in a different suburb, maybe tomorrow. I can't be bothered doing it today. So I can't get that door job finished. So I'm going to collect a few other bits and pieces I need today and go to the bus and get some work done. Update. So I did drive the 4 suburbs over to the other hardware store and got what I needed. There she blows. Roads are chockers and people are driving like they got their license yesterday. So it's a bit of a faff. And don't get me started about what it's like inside the bloody stores. I mean, who goes to a hardware store and walks around like it's a bloody day out with a family and the dog? Crikey, people, stay home. Anyway, now I've got to get down there and make up for the 45 minutes I just wasted, but at least I can finish that job now, because if I didn't, it was going to bug me. It's another warm one. We've been blessed with the weather here for Easter in Sydney, I've got to tell you. So, got the rubber, I've done the inside, I just got to zip, rivet down the outside, and then that job's done. I didn't need to bring you along to show you what I was doing because we saw it all yesterday. Once I do that, I'll put the little sweepers along the bottom and the doors are finished. There is the final job. That's the inside strip. I managed to get these little jobbies on as well. You're a bugger. And we close the door. You can see the outside. So now, fully closed. She's nice and airtight. Well, not airtight, but you know, wind noise tight. Doors. Plus no fuss. No, doors finished. I'm happy with that. Well, I'm going to call that job done and video done. I haven't even got a work shirt on. They're all on the clothesline and the sun's not even over the yard arm yet, so I can't have a beer. I'll have a coffee with you. That's it. I don't want to make the videos too long that you get bored, and I want them long enough that you can see that I've actually done something. I mean, this has taken me all 4 days of the Easter break to get to this point, so I'm going to end it here. There's a few things, I've got plenty of time this afternoon yet. I'm going to have a look at a few other things on the bus, see if I can get a little bit more done this afternoon. And then this will be the last video on this vehicle for a while, because next weekend I'm going up to Taree to be with the family for a few days. While I'm up there, if there's any jobs need doing on the cars, I'm pretty sure we've got to put a starter motor and fix the front brakes in Bob's Fairlane, 68 Fairlane. So if we do that, I'll video it and show you that. For now though, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Oh bloody hell, that's hot. Ah! Teaser as to what's coming out for the next video. I'm going to do some seats. This is up the back on the lower level. That seat bracket there has to be connected or attached to that wheel arch. And then in the back are brackets that go into the side of the bus and down through that rail. They're missing, and what they do is they bolt into the seat back like that. So what I've got is exactly the same seat here in the front. So I've just made up some brackets, just kind of got them as close as I can. I've got to drill the holes in those ones, and I will see how it goes. The other thing is the seat backs all upstairs, all got to be taken off and painted on the back in this speckle finish, because at the moment, if we toddle upstairs very quickly, you'll see most of them are the wrong colour. So that's what's coming up in the next video.